On July 16, 2025, the world of music lost a true pioneer, a man whose deep, resonant notes on the double bass redefined what the instrument could achieve. Gary Karr, the American virtuoso hailed as the world's first solo double bassist, passed away at 83, leaving behind a legacy that transformed the classical music landscape. According to the Strad, Gary's death came after a sudden brain aneurysm, compounded by a recent diagnosis of aggressive, inoperable cancer, a battle he faced with the same grace and determination that defined his career. From his childhood in Los Angeles, surrounded by a family of bassists who ironically discouraged his musical path, to his groundbreaking performances with the world's greatest orchestras, Gary's life was a symphony of passion, innovation, and quiet resilience. His story is one of breaking barriers, sharing love through music, and inspiring generations of musicians to see the double bass not just as a background hum but as a solo voice that could sing. Today, we're diving into Gary Karr's cause of death, age, family, net worth, lifestyle, and biography, to honor a man whose music still echoes in concert halls and hearts worldwide. Gary Michael Karr was born on November 20, 1941, in Los Angeles, California, into a family where the double bass was a tradition spanning 7 generations. His grandfather, father, uncle, and cousins all played the instrument, filling their home with its rich, low tones. Yet, as Gary shared in a 2001 interview with Rosemary Phillips, his family did little to encourage his musical ambitions, urging him toward a more practical career, like medicine. Growing up in Hollywood during the golden age of studio orchestras, Gary was surrounded by music, as he told Contrabass Conversations. His family's station wagon, bought to haul their massive instruments, was a neighborhood novelty. At 5, Gary was drawn to the bass's soulful sound, but its size overwhelmed him. By 9, under the tutelage of his grandfather's friend, Russian bassist Yuda Demenstein, he began playing a bass just 2 inches smaller than a cello, learning the expressive, Russian bel canto style, that would later define his lyrical approach. Despite familial resistance, his passion grew, and by 13, he played Kol Nidrei in synagogue on Yom Kippur, a moment that crystallized his dream of a solo career, as he recalled in a 1975 New York Times interview. Gary's journey to musical stardom was anything but conventional. After attending Fairfax High School, he enrolled at the University of Southern California, where job contacts in the music industry were reputedly strong, as noted in the New York Times. He later studied at Northwestern University with Warren Benfield and the Juilliard School under Stuart Sankey, refining his technique at the Aspen Music Festival. His breakthrough came in 1962 at age 20, when he performed The Swan from St. Saens's Carnival of the Animals on a televised New York Philharmonic Young People's Concert, conducted by Leonard Bernstein. The performance, watched by millions, catapulted him to fame, as detailed on ConnollyMusic.com. Olga Koussevitzky, widow of the legendary conductor Serge Koussevitzky, was so moved that she gifted Gary her husband's 1611 Amati double bass, later discovered to be a French instrument from around 1800, now known as the Karr-Koussevitzky bass. This instrument became his partner in a 40-year career, from his 1961 debut with the Chicago Little Symphony to solo performances with orchestras like the London Philharmonic, Chicago Symphony, and Hong Kong Philharmonic across 6 continents. Gary's career was a bold reimagining of the double bass's role. At a time when the instrument was relegated to orchestral support, dismissed as the Baroque doghouse or bullfrog of the orchestra, Gary made it sing. His performances, marked by unparalleled lyricism and technical prowess, introduced audiences to the bass as a solo voice. He premiered and commissioned works, made over 90 recordings, and created his own transcriptions, including pieces by Mozart, Schubert, and Bottesini, as he told the Strad in 2021. His collaboration with pianist Harmon Lewis, his life partner, was a cornerstone of his career, with the Karr-Lewis duo performing at festivals like Edinburgh and Gstaad. Gary's influence extended beyond performance. He founded the International Society of Bassists in 1967 to elevate the instrument's status and established the Karr Double Bass Foundation in 1983 to loan instruments to young musicians. In 1995, He commissioned a new bass from British Columbia luthier James Ham, later donating the Karkusevitsky bass to the ISB, ensuring its legacy for future generations, as noted in the Canadian Encyclopedia. Gary's personal life was marked by a quiet devotion to those closest to him. He shared a decades-long partnership with Harmon Lewis, a keyboardist who accompanied him in countless recitals and recordings. The couple settled in Victoria, British Columbia, in 2001, where Gary became a naturalized Canadian in 1997, as reported by the Canadian Encyclopedia. Little is known about his extended family, as Gary was estranged from the professional bassists among his relatives, a choice he discussed in an Active Bass magazine interview, citing a desire to forge his own path. He had no children, but his mentorship of students became a form of family, with many young bassists calling him a musical father. His teaching career was illustrious, with faculty positions at Juilliard, Yale, Indiana University, and the New England Conservatory. In 1996, he founded Karr Camp, a 4-week intensive program in Victoria for 16 students annually, where he shared his philosophy, "Be natural and share your love for music," as quoted in the Strad. His generosity extended to his community, where he taught classroom music in Halifax, Nova Scotia, schools, leaving a lasting impact on young learners. Gary's lifestyle reflected his eclectic passions and unassuming nature. His estimated net worth, ranging from $1 million to $10 million according to sources like wikispro.com and allfamousbirthday.com, came from his performances, recordings, teaching, and instructional books. He lived modestly in Victoria, where his Cordova Bay home was a haven of musical motifs, bass fiddle bottles, windows etched with bass images, and a mosaic-tiled bass in the hallway, a gift from the ISB, as described in the Victoria Times columnist. Beyond music, Gary was a member of hobby clubs, including Clock Restorers and the Greater Vancouver Island Garden Railway Club, with a model railway running through his AstroTurf backyard. An aluminum base from the Interlaken Centre adorned his rose garden, a quirky testament to his love for the instrument. Despite his global fame, Gary remained shy, admitting to pre-concert nerves in a 2016 Times columnist interview. His life was a balance of intense preparation for performances and quiet joys, like playing chamber music for friends or fundraising for local music events. The final chapter of Gary's life was marked by sudden tragedy. In early 2025, he was diagnosed with aggressive, inoperable cancer, a blow that came as he continued to teach and perform locally, as reported by the Strad. On July 16, 2025, a brain aneurysm claimed his life at 83, a loss mourned across the music world. Tributes flooded X, with at the Strad Mag calling him a pioneering bassist, and at Diodario Orchestra praising him as an inspirational educator and mentor. Fans like at Notrable wrote, "He changed how the world saw the double bass," sharing clips of his lyrical performances. His final public concert in 2016 with the Civic Orchestra of Victoria, where he premiered and Lauber's Intermezzi, was a fitting farewell, though he continued recording and playing privately. The ISB, which he founded, vowed to continue his mission, ensuring the Karkusevitsky bass would inspire future bassists. Harmon Lewis, his partner, has remained private, with no public details on memorial services, as noted by nationalworld.com. Gary Karr's legacy is as deep and resonant as the instrument he championed. His 1962 performance with Bernstein introduced the double bass to millions, proving it could be more than a supporting player. His recordings, from Bottesini's virtuosic works to Grieg and Rachmaninoff, remain classics, and his instructional books guide young musicians. Awards like the Rosa Poncel Foundation's Bronze Medal in 1992 and the ISB's Distinguished Teacher Award in 2001 reflect his impact. He was a trailblazer who, as he told the Strad, felt embraced in Japan for his lyrical ability and humor, a sentiment that resonated globally. His story, from a Los Angeles boy defying family expectations to a global icon, speaks to the power of passion and perseverance. If Gary's music has stirred your soul, if his courage to redefine an instrument has inspired you, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Let's keep his melody alive, honoring the man who made the double bass sing. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life of Gary Karr. Until next time, keep listening, keep dreaming, and keep the music close.